fill up on cafecita, amazing food, and Cuban-American political discussions, Danny and I head over to Josh's Premium Meats, owned by Josh Pasquale. It's a hidden gem nestled in the warehouse district of Miami. What started as a home-based business with a line wrapping around their home has quickly evolved into a fully functioning business that is moving to its own warehouse. We take a step inside to visit some of the people who helped shape Speaker Perez's upbringing, and we take a behind-the-scenes peek at what makes these meats from around the world so famous. And frankly, we get to hear from Danny talk about small businesses and Florida's business-friendly markets. All right, okay, so we're at Josh's Premium Meats. Why?
This is it, man. But more important than just a meat place, these are my brothers, man. I want you to meet them. This is Josh Pasquale, and this is Adrian Fernandez.
Nice to meet you, Adrian. Thanks.
These are good guys, man.
Okay.
Best meat store ever.
Okay, all right. So we've talked about your upbringing. We talked about Columbus. Obviously, we had fun there. You've known these guys since then. We went to La Carreta. But we talked about family and law school and your kids. And now we're going to start talking about you getting into politics. But why are we here? Tell us the story of JPM.
So Josh's Premium Meats is such a homegrown story. It's a small business story to its core, which is what I as an individual stand for when I run for office, helping small businesses and making sure that they can prosper. And Josh's story is such a unique story. And actually, I want to hear it from Josh. Josh, tell Brad a little bit about how you got into this, man, how you created this empire of selling meat.
So this is an amazing story because it takes more than one person. It takes a village. Right. And the support of my family, my brothers, this started actually in my home. Yes, a butcher shop started at my house. And then it was crazy. We were sourcing some of the best products, some of the best steaks this world has to offer. And we were doing it out of my house. It was kind of crazy. Right. Those lines,
Your house was immediately the most popular house on the block.
People were like, what is going on? And then we were selling to law enforcement. I mean, it got crazy. But good thing is we were able to...
Wait, let's stop there before you go. So I've heard there have been cops at your house.
Yes,
right?
They were buying. They were customers too.
All right.
The neighbors were like, oh my God, what's going on? No, but it was amazing, honestly. And we're blessed to be able to finally have our own butcher shop out of the house and see it grow. It's family run, so I get to see if you come visit us, you'll meet my mom, my best friend, my 3 cousins, my uncle. It is a complete show of family and support. So I would love to welcome anyone that wants to come visit us, and we'll show you all our amazing.
Brad, check this out, man. So Josh and I live fairly close to each other, right? Residential homes, right? We're close to each other. On Fridays, I'd come home from a long day at work, and I get traffic to get into our neighborhood, one way in, one way out. Think of McDonald's on its most busiest day drive-through. That was the neighborhood because of Josh's Premium Meats. I'm talking about a line of 20, 30 cars. You couldn't even come in.
Right.
All because of this guy. People just wanted to buy Josh's Premium Meats. It was honestly such a cool thing to see.
I mean, that's a success story.
Fun.
And obviously, Florida's got incredible pro-business laws. So are you finding it good to go from the garage to this storefront? And now you're opening up a bigger storefront.
I kind of miss the house sometimes. No, we're actually, this has been an amazing store for us, but we are moving to a new store, a larger store in South Miami that we're very excited to move into very soon.
Well, look, we love eating food on Fi TV, so I'm probably gonna have to leave here with a few steaks. So we'll need your recommendations later, but we're gonna let you guys get back to work. Thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you for visiting us.
All right, appreciate it.
Guys.
All right, big guy. So now you get done, you get married, you have the kids, you're working at Florida's largest law firm.
Yep.
All right, so you're like a big deal now, and then you decide
I don't know about a big deal
to run for office. What made you want to do that?
So timing wasn't right. I think I was a little, I was young. I was 29 years old, but I had an opportunity to represent my community. It's where I grew up. It's where I went to high school when you guys saw it, Columbus. Right. It's where I live. It's where I work. And so that opportunity presented itself, and I took the risk. I think there's no greater opportunity or honor than represent the people that you grew up next to. These are my neighbors, man, So I took that stab, and we hit the ground running on the campaign with Josh. And
you said these were your only supporters at first, right?
Yeah. Right? No one really wanted to support me.
Because you guys knew better, right?
We, for us, it was amazing. He's one of us. He's running, we're all running. Yeah. So, he's got to put in the time, walking the pavement. We're all walking with him. I remember we were sunburned. We had the worst sunburns just because we'd be walking from 11 to 3 every single day. Right. Whatever it took for him to win, we were going to do it.
It was a cool experience, man. My buddies took off a day of work. Each of them took a PTO day for 90 days so that they can drive me each day of the week. And it is as homegrown and grassroots as you can get, which makes this opportunity just that much more worth it. That's why I cherish it so much. Because it wasn't just me. My family, my friends, everyone sacrificed so much for me to have this opportunity. We're just so blessed.
You were the underdog. You were the underdog. Yeah. You were a huge underdog. We had no money for marketing or any of the stuff. So we were like, okay, then it's got to be us. Like we can't, We're going to have to do it the old school way.
I love it. Well, he's such a wallflower, so I don't even know how you guys got him to come out of his shell. So,
I'm real shy.
And we'll need some more Fight TV stories later from your Columbus annex, but for now. So look, let's see. You get elected, and your peers choose you to become a future Speaker of the House. So when we think about that, Danny, and you look at the collective life history from being from New York, Columbus, your childhood, your parents, your family, your friends, your community, what kind of lens or what are your guiding principles for when you ascend to become the Speaker of the House?
I think the role of an elected official is fairly simple, actually, Brad. I think our role is to help our communities when we're needed, but when we're not needed, to get out of the way.
Right.
That's why companies like Josh, small businesses, are able to grow. Because, man, if government gets out of the way and lets them flourish and lets them do their own thing, less regulations, more freedom, just let capitalism grow.
Right.
That's my role. That's what I kind of see. When I sit down at my chair on the chamber, I'm saying, how am I helping businesses grow without being an obstacle that's in their way, without being a hurdle? And we've been able to do that. I've been able to serve under great speakers. I was under Speaker Corcoran, Speaker Oliva, Speaker Sprouse, who's a dear friend, and then next will be Speaker Renner. And I'm just so excited to see the trajectory of the House. I mean, we passed good policy that is business friendly, family friendly, and really has the mindset of making sure that Florida is always first. So I'm excited to where we're going, man. And this is a huge opportunity as well. As you said, I was so lucky that my colleagues chose me, and I'm blessed to have some of the best colleagues.
Yeah, I mean, I had the good pleasure of meeting a lot of your classmates, and you do have a great class. But I think it's a real testament to you, Danny, because when you think about being a selfless leader, and while you're fun and everyone knows like you're not shy from anything, I think selfless, at least from our experience at Fight TV and Florida Internet Television working with you, seems to be that. I mean, how do you plan to empower your classmates who will then be your kind of co-leaders, if you will?
Well, I've always had the message of making sure that my colleagues always know, although I will have the unique opportunity to be the speaker, my colleagues are equals, man.
Right.
All of our voices are the same. And I make sure that they have an input just as much as I do. And I think, in tough times, which are more often than not in politics, I think, you make sure that you lead from the front, but when possible, you make sure that your colleagues get to get the credit when it's a little bit easier for them to be in the front. Make sure that they get the praises for all the hard work that they do. And that mindset has just really worked with my colleagues. I mean, they work so hard. They care so much about their communities. And I want everyone to know how hard these elected officials work for them, whether they're from Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, Pensacola, here in Miami. This is such a body of individuals that cares about their community. And I'm excited, Brad, for what's to come, honestly. I really am. I wish people could get an insight on the chamber a little bit more, because your elected officials really care. What you see on the media sometimes isn't a true transformation of what you see in Tallahassee. Tallahassee cares about the state of Florida. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah. Well, and it really is the state of Florida, and all the elected officials, they happen to convene in Tallahassee, but it really is the spirit of Florida, which is free market. All right, well, I'm going to give you a final word, but a final word that somebody should know about the man behind the office. What's the one word that comes to mind when you think about Danny?
Danny, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. That's what I would say right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Josh. All right, Danny, final words. What do you want to convey to the folks that are getting to know you a little better? What do you want to tell the state of Florida?
I want them to know you're the man, Brad, because this was awesome. This was such a cool experience. Thank you so much for this. I wanted everyone to see what District 116 looks like, but if I can leave the viewers with any short message, it would just for them to know that the people that represent you, the people that you have voted into office, don't take their job lightly.
Yeah.
Every single person. I can speak on behalf of 120 people, including myself, Republicans and Democrats, and state that serving is one of the greatest honors any of us will ever have. We don't take it lightly, and we work hard. Yeah. We work so hard in Tallahassee, and I wish people would see that more. But my message is just have faith in the process. Your best interest is always at heart.
Yeah. Well, Danny, thanks. I think you're one of the best examples of you vote on Election Day, but you let people vote every time they call you, they contact your office and tell you what they need, out of Tallahassee, and you guys have a two-way line of communication, which is awesome. Thanks,
You're
bud.
the man.
Appreciate it.
On behalf of Phi TV, we want to thank Speaker Designate Danny Perez for spending time with us in House District 116, and we're grateful for your service to the state of Florida. Danny is much more than just a political figure. He's a community leader, he's a lawyer, and most importantly, he is a family man. That's all the time we have for this episode. On behalf of the over 150,000 people across Florida who work every day to keep your internet and your television connected, we thank you for tuning in. Fly TV is sponsored by Florida Internet and Television.